Hello everyone, welcome back to another Helios Homestead video. It's been a little while since we posted. Sorry about that, we're real people with real lives and making YouTube videos is not necessarily the first thing that comes to mind when we have free time, but we're working on that. Either way, we wanted to provide you with an update video, what we've been up to the past couple months. There's been a lot going on.
Yeah, life happening. I started a new job. We returned from traveling. Just all of the things. Having higher level conversations, reaching out to folks who are going to help us on our journey. Lots of good stuff going on. But we missed you.
So in this video, we're going to break down just a couple of the bigger things we've been working on. Basically, we have been working through some higher level design and decision making. We've also been working on our financial situation, kind of cleaning things up to get ready for the bigger expenses that are going to come. We've been doing some survey work, kind of like the base stuff necessary to keep the ball moving here. And then we also attended a 3-week-long timber framing intensive workshop in Oregon. We're going to break all that down in this video. So on the higher level design decisions that we've been working through are really kind of the order of operations for us to accomplish what we need to do, as well as what are the materials for the building that we're making, starting to cost things out, and just really creating a plan to move forward on. And so that has looked like talking to excavators for the driveway and making the flat side on the property, also talking to the people that are going to drill the well, because we're going to be on our own water supply, as well as people for the septic, because as much as we would love to do a composting system and that's it, right now Colorado law does not allow that to happen. It's kind of a point of frustration for me, but there's really natural building and these alternative systems are out there, but the code has not caught up to it all, so we got to deal with that. But the first structure that we're building on the property is actually going to be the smaller structure. So we're zoned for a single family home plus a garage with an ADU on top. And that's just an accessory dwelling unit. Basically like a mother-in-law suite or a tiny house, or guest house, whatever you want to call it. So the first structure that we're actually going to be building is going to be that garage with the ADU on top of it. But we're really going to be using it more as a workshop space so that we have room to build and do things. And then the ADU is going to be a beautiful little tiny house, roughly 440 square feet, maybe a little bit more. But this is all the stuff that we've been really honing in on. And my buddy Ryan is an architect in Boulder. We met at the permaculture design course I took earlier this summer, and he's going to be helping us with the plans for all of that. So that's kind of like the higher level design stuff we've been doing. Also just observing the landscape. Winter winds and the winter weather has definitely set in. We're positioned like this because we've got great lighting from the windows and we can see the snow covered Continental Divide from where we're sitting right now. And we're just across the street from the property. So really beautiful, but man, strong winds. I don't know how big the biggest gusts have been, but it's hurricane force winds. It's pretty cool. It's just really raw, powerful nature. But I've gone out on the land to observe how these really strong winds are moving. And I think already there are some design tweaks that we're going to incorporate based on these winter winds, because we don't want, to make a design decision where maybe the door is facing the wrong way and then half the year it's just getting rocked by winds. Little things that are part of this initial design process.
Little things that'll be big things.
Little things that can be big things. So yeah, the more we can think and observe right now, the better. We can release another video that is more detailed, showing specifics about the design as we continue to evolve with it.
Another big theme of this time of getting started and getting the ball moving is that big elephant in the room, which is finances and how we're going to afford this and pay for it. And as a human, we collect different sorts of baggage in life. Some of that is debt and credit card debt and debt that just doesn't necessarily feel so good. So right now we're in a big place of doing a deep dive into our personal finances, taking a look, building out realistic, honest budgets, getting a really good idea of where we're at, what our financial situation is at. So that we can be beautifully bankable sometime soon. And Alex had a great conversation with a loan officer from a local Colorado bank, which I think is going to help us out a lot more because, you know, it's not a big nationwide. They don't really know who you are. Someone's helping you from across the country. It's really nice that this loan officer saw where we're at with our goals of natural building and really supported that. So it feels really good.
Yeah, it was surprisingly positive conversation. Yeah. I was kind of dreading the construction loan, thinking that like, oh, they're going to force us to put up drywall or, you know, use some standard conventional engineered toxic materials. But actually they were super down. She was really excited about what we're doing. And of course we're going to have to do the full applications and all of that stuff. But I like that phrase, beautifully bankable.
That was another fun loan.
Yeah, because the truth is I'm not personally beautifully bankable, self-employed, and have cryptocurrency is really where like any investments I have has gone. And so actually, for the first time ever, I truly tapped into that be your own bank promise of crypto and took out a Bitcoin-backed loan. And basically, you know, I'm not beautifully bankable to a standard bank, but in crypto world, things are different. So I put up some Bitcoin as collateral, and I got a cash loan in 2 days, and it was better terms than I could have gotten with any bank.
No credit check
No
required.
credit check. And, you know, it's like, it's just math. So it's really awesome. And as long as we pay back the loan in full in a year, we get all the collateral back. So that was another really awesome experience, just kind of freeing up some capital to pay for the initial survey work, which brings us to the next point of this, the most like physical on the land thing we've been doing lately. Because as you saw in the last video, we just, you know, put the picnic table on there and not much else. And it still looks like that pretty much, but now there are exact property boundaries. So that was a huge step forward because for the architecture work and engineering work, driveway excavation, all that we have to do, we need to know exactly where the property boundaries are. So we completed the first survey for the property borders, and we have stakes in the ground now, metal pins, it's official. And I then went and we strung up some string through the woods, connecting the different property points, because we're only on 3/4 of an acre, so it's doable. It's not like we're spanning acres and acres. And it was really good to just get a visual feel of like, oh wow, this is really what space we have to work with. And the truth is we got more than we thought we had. We got more of the aspen grove. We got more of these really cool big rocks at the top of the property. So that was awesome. And then we are currently underway right now. We have the topographic survey that's getting done. And that's going to be really good just for getting the full contour lines on the property. Again, if it was way bigger, we probably wouldn't do the whole property. But because it's only 3/4 of an acre, doesn't really make much of a difference.
I'm sorry. Ollie is like trying to...
Is he biting you?
Yeah. He's trying to play right now.
So by the end of that, we're now going to have a digital CAD file that I could, you know, give to my architect, and he's going to be able to like plug it in on the property beautifully. So it's a good, important work that we're doing now.
Another big reason why we kind of fell off the map for a little bit was the EcoNest timber framing workshop that we got the opportunity to attend. The way we found out about it and got invited, it was all this like whirlwind of a time where we had to make a decision in 48 hours, but it was truly a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. We ended up going to Ashland, Oregon for the 3-week immersive, and we learned everything about building a healthy home and building in a way that doesn't leave nature behind. And it we're going to go so much more in depth. We've got tons of footage, tons of shares from that, like so much that we learned. But our biggest takeaway was just the significance of the toxicity of the structures we're living in and how much that's contributing to the disease of being a human in modern times, and further lit the fire for what we're doing and why it's not enough just to move into an old house that's falling apart and has toxic chemicals inside of it. So I digress there. It was a transformative experience. I'd say more even spiritual than it was like anything else. It was beautiful to learn how to have the power and agency to build a powerful structure that lasts centuries and centuries and nourishes you rather than toxifies you. So
and it was a beautiful, like spiritually empowering experience, but it was physically empowering too.
Yeah.
Like we built the first level of the first structure we're doing. So we paid for the timber. That was part of the crypto-backed loan I took out. And so in the workshop, we were the sponsors, and we paid for the timbers, worked through the design, and ended up hauling back with us the complete timber frame with wooden joinery for the first level of this first structure we're building. So it's the workshop space, the frame. And we hauled it back to Colorado, and it's sitting with us now. So in the springtime, we already have now that to put up, but we're going to go in depth on that entire experience. So be sure to subscribe to the channel so you can check out those videos when we release them. Those will probably be some of the next we put up, but we were using the hand tools, nice Japanese chisels and pull saws, and it was really awesome. So that is our update. I know it's kind of a dump of a lot of different things. Hopefully we were able to cut some cool footage over the top of us just sitting here talking to the camera. But thanks for tuning in. Way more awesomeness to come. We are just getting started. Right now is kind of the more intellectual planning phase of things, but soon enough we will be breaking ground and getting to work. So lots more to come. Thank you so much for tuning in.
But first we must go through winter.
Yeah, luckily we're 20 minutes from the mountains, so we're going to be shredding.
Next up, winter.
Yeah.
Then the build.
Yeah. Alrighty. Thank you guys. See you later.
Bye.